Do you remember something called ArriveCan? It was to save Canadians from disease and pestilence during the COVID crisis. It made a lot of people a lot of money. But before we find out about that, please, subscriptions are up. Please ask your friends to subscribe, and PayPal, keep us on the air. Jay Goldberg is with the Canadian Taxpayers Federation. He has read the report from the Auditor General. It seems that ArriveCan did not save so many Canadians, but it put a lot of millions into a few Canadian pockets.
Well, this was just a scathing report. What you see here is that developing this app, which a couple of teenagers did on a weekend, just to make sure that they could do it for a heck of a lot less than the government, developing this app, beer and pizza, $60 million at least, and the Auditor General says she can't even figure out what the total cost is because there was not enough record keeping, there's not enough receipts. It was handled so poorly that anybody in the private sector who would have been developing this would have been fired on day one.
It sounds like there's something more than just incompetence, because the Conservative members of Parliament wanted a committee to investigate this because they said something stinks here. The Liberals and the NDP kept voting it down, so there's no investigation until the Auditor General. And then she finds out that all these millions were spent on it. It went to a few people, and this is more than somebody saying, oh, I forgot my lunch receipt. I'm not going to get reimbursed. Like, this is $60 million went to a few guys.
Right. So you have to ask, how the heck do you actually get up to $60 million? Because we have others who have shown they could have developed a very similar app for a tiny fraction of the price. And so you see in the Auditor General's report, there's some subcontracting going out to those outside of government. Bureaucrats, by the way, $340,000 in bonuses they were given, these bureaucrats who worked on this project during the pandemic. So it stinks to high heaven, and we have to find out a lot more about it.
Well, I think we do. Now, I'm probably not going to get sued for this, but I would suggest those bureaucrats who aided and abetted this app, who gave millions to these people outside of the government, got their bonuses from the government, but they also may have gotten some bonuses from somebody else who just fattened their wallets to $60 million.
Well, this has to be fully investigated, and if the Auditor General...
Will it, do you think?
Unfortunately, we don't know. But if the Auditor General can't even find out how much it costs, if there wasn't even enough evidence for her to make that determination, then clearly there's something funny going on, and this does deserve a full investigation. We may not get it until there's a different government.
So she has investigated it. She has the auditors going all through it. So really now, in a civilized government or in a proper government, it would be referred to the police.
Absolutely. It should be referred. There needs to be further investigation, because think of it. What other Auditor General report have we heard of where she has to come out and say, I don't even know how much this costed. I looked at every receipt, all the pieces of evidence, and I have no idea if 60 million is the top line number. The fact that she can't say that is very, very alarming.
Jay Goldberg, thank you very much. Oh, Canada, $60 million. 3 minutes. This show provides independent analysis of the issues. We are not paid by the government. And as I am finding, so much business in Canada relies upon various governments that they don't want to sponsor or advertise on a show which may become controversial, which talks about liberty, freedoms, sometimes criticizes government. I've had guests on that support the government. But people are saying, you know what? We don't want to bite the hand that feeds us, i.e. government, which is why I hope you'll subscribe and contribute to keep this show on the air.